Hey all, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about, which I haven't done in a while, which is basically reviewed some products. I've reviewed the Aura Ring, which was the first iteration or second iteration of it. Today I'll be actually reviewing smart glasses, or in this case, the Vue Smart Glass. Now, the Vue Smart Glass is basically, it's a brand smart glass that was developed by a company called Vue. Um, One of the big things about the glasses is the fact that it has bone-in conduction technology. That's what they consider a smart glass, basically, and has like integrated circuitry inside the glasses themselves, basically. As these are like the first iterations that came out to the public consumer. Um, it's more of a case where, like, rather than having traditional speakers, the bone-in induction basically prevents it from, like, having your ears covered up at that point. So it's decent enough. And the other aspects is as well too is it includes touch controls. Um, well, first off, the speakers themselves. Yeah, here actually I have to show it right here. Like, this is the speaker right here. Basically, that's the speaker. If you see here, and it doesn't really go around. Like, bone-in induction is really supposed to be around here, around the ear, like right around here. This one's actually just above the ear, basically. So it's not always that loud as you think it would be. Bone induction was supposed to be good enough to the point where, like, Google Glass first came out with it, but it didn't really work. It should be like something that surrounds the ear, so that's bone-in induction. And the other factor is if it's quiet enough, like right now.
The time is 7:39 p.m. The time is 7:39 p.m.
I mean, pretty much people can't hear it, especially if you're playing music or such. People will hear that. If you're in a phone conversation, people will hear that as well too. Um, and the other aspect as well too is, like, it's supposed to have some fitness tracking, and then of course there's an aspect of here basically where there's supposed to be a light right here, LED light, which is supposed to light up, that lets you get notified. Now, of course, this is the first iteration, of course, that lights up when you get a notification. Sometimes I do see some. Sometimes I know if it's in the day, you're not going to see it as much. During the night, I think sometimes I can. The glasses of this iteration, they only last maybe a day at most. Even on standby mode, it only lasts a day at most, basically. The other aspect is these glasses are supposed to have an integration with, a voice assistant. In my case, it only works with Alexa. Sadly, I tried getting it to work with Google or Siri for that matter, and it doesn't integrate with that. I don't know why. I think the app itself updated, and, like, it removed Google Assistant, and it's now only working with, of course, Alexa. I have one right nearby here as well too. Um, Now, I can show you, like, yeah, it's a like. Let me show you the website. So the thing was, this was a Kickstarter project, as I meant, back in 2015, 2016. Actually, let me go back here for a second. I'm, like, showing myself basically. So it was a Kickstarter program or project. I think 2015 or 2016. I can't remember exactly the time, or 2014. I can't remember exactly. Actually, it might have been earlier than. It might have been 2013. I think 2012 or 2013. And I actually put it down. It took quite a while actually until, like, during the pandemics did I finally receive these glasses. So, and they've had some time to basically fix it and come up with a second iteration or third iteration. I don't know where they're at right now. These were supposed to be blue light lenses, but they are not, unfortunately. I could get them, but I'm not going to. The other aspect is like, I mean, the only real cool, nice feature about it is the what looks like carbon fiber. Basically, that's the one nice thing about it. Of course, in this whole section of both of them, that's where the integrated circuits are, as well as the battery life as well too. Now, the battery life, as I said, for me it only lasts a full day and a half. Whereas now, like, the second iteration of the Kickstarter project, this is what it says here, allows you to listen. Now, they do have multiple versions, of course, of the glasses, like different styles, which they didn't have at the time. This is the only style I had at one point, but it allows you to listen to music, track activities, which it does do, make calls, kind of does. It's Bluetooth basically. These Find My Glasses, that's not in there. Gesture controls, not really there. Listen to navigation, again, Bluetooth. Bone connection audio, wireless charging. Now, this is something I don't have. For me, this iteration, you have to have this one basically brick case, one brick case basically. It's just basically an eyeglass case, but it's really big, and you always have to charge it up as well too. It charges up every four. I think it could charge up to four times the glasses to full, and then that ends it at that point. Um, it's not very something compact to use. It would have been great. I think the second iteration does now allow where you can just like plug it in, like kind of like a micro USB type of thing or something like that. Whereas in this case, you actually have to have you had to have your eyeglass case, or the electronics do not work at that point. Let me see what else here. 7 days standby. That's not the case in this. On detection kind of works in this case, and customizable styles, of course, too. Um, Now, one of the other aspects as well too is for me basically is with the app, you have to have the app as well too in certain cases. Is um, yeah, like it's not always fully connected, but now it is connected as you see here, and it does show activity goals, and like it does do daily stand-up reminders. Connected accounts is basically all it really is basically Facebook or connect Google Fit basically, which I've connected to Google Fit. Another thing is basically because there's like three separate tabs. There's also the activity basically, where it tells you basically what you want to do. Double tap does you the reports the time. Long hold launch the voice assistant. When in this case, as I said, it only is Alexa sadly. And swipe basically allows you to do up or down volume. If you want to change swipe, you can change it to do nothing or previous or next track. For long hold, again, you can do report activity, report time, or do nothing. Double tap, report activity, or launch voice assist, or do nothing. The activity part basically, all it really shows is basically like how much you've walked and such. There is a notification. I don't know why this is not showing. Yeah, notification setting for calls. Basically, if you want to be notified of calls. As well as some experimental features. Now, one of the experimental features that you see here is basically the next nod, shake, head to answer reject phone calls. I'll say this: I've had that on for a couple times, and there were times where like I inadvertently went like that, and it actually answered automatically. I'm like, no, I didn't mean to. So I turned that off. I mean, it's cool, but it's sometimes when you go like that, or shake your head or go like this, basically it automatically answers. I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to answer. The activity settings is basically this, as you see here. Like not much activity, as I didn't do much activity today in this situation. And then of course it does show you the Find My Glasses feature, which I don't know what that does. I've never tried it. And of course the syncing part tells you how much battery life you have left. But outside of that, that's pretty much it. Would I recommend these glasses? No. Honestly, if the bone induction was good enough, it would, the bone induction was there to, like what the Bose sunglasses is. I don't know if they're working right now. Then that'd be great. The other feature would be nice is if it was almost like similar to like the Snap glasses, where it can actually take pictures, in like some aspect. Then yeah, like almost like what Google Glass was, but not entirely. I mean, it's one of those things where like there could have been a camera somewhere in here, something like that, a small miniature camera, so that you could do quick, camera record a camera snap basically. Now of course that would violate some privacy, but at the same time, how's that any different from like holding up your phone at that point either? So honestly, that would be cool too. But of course, yeah, the bone induction, I would say, like I said, basically, if it's quiet enough, everyone will hear. Some people will hear, depending on how far they are from you, they will hear what you're listening to, as such. If it's loud, you can't hear entirely. I've come to the realization either one, you close off your ear like that, or two, just go like this and cup your ear, and then you could probably hear a little bit more better. But it still is not as great, to be quite honest. Again, I only bought this because I thought at the time, it's 2014, I don't remember exactly when I did the Kickstarter. I thought it was going to be cool because at that time I was more into like high tech stuff, like I said, and like I actually got the first wireless bud headphones. I forgot what they were called now. There were three iterations, three separate ones I got. None of them worked, but now all of a sudden everything started becoming more and more mainstream. So, and I also did get the Google Glasses at one point. I did have them for a bit, for like a month and so. It wasn't bad. I mean, everyone was thinking, oh, those were Google Glasses for glass holes. I was more of a case of like, I wanted to return because like it was an expensive purchase, but two, it didn't really help me much because like I didn't really use it as much as I thought it would have. I was just like, okay, let's see how cool this is. But in reality, it wasn't that great. It just didn't help out in the long term, for me, basically. I mean, the Google induction I thought would have been great, but it didn't work either. The bone induction, it wasn't great. But that one feature was with that you actually could hook, hook up a headphone into it, basically, or put into a headphone so you could actually hear more clearly. But it wasn't as loud. I tried walking outside, it didn't work. To be honest, same thing with this phone. Basically, if I walk outside, if I'm walking, someone calls me, I can't hear, or I'm listening to music, I can't hear. And if I do, people will overhear what I'm listening to as well too. So, but that's it. With that, sorry, I haven't, kind of my throat's kind of dry. But with that, let me know what your thoughts are. If you guys have the second iteration of the of the Vue glasses, or third iteration, I don't know what it is. Let me know what you think, guys think of it. Or, is it great for you? Was it the worthwhile purchase? If not, or is if are you considering it? Basically, let me know as well too. Thinking of it, I'd love to hear from you guys about this. Please leave it in the comments. As I said, I do read my comments. I check them all, and I do respond to them when I do get notified. That is. Um, and again, these are all my opinions alone. With these Vue glasses that I've reviewed, these are my opinions. Like other people might have like hated them, some people might have liked them. I personally don't care. It's just I bought them at that point. Now I have them, so I might as well use them. In reality, would I use these on a daily basis? No. Uh, if I had my choice right now, would I buy the second iteration? No. Honestly, I would wait for Apple and see what they're going to come out with. Because like Snap came out with their own spectacles, Bose has their sunglasses with the speakers built in. I think Apple's probably going to come up with something much more better, much more better with the bone induction. And so long as the bone induction technology works really well to the point where other people can't hear, then let's see what happens there at that point as well too. Honestly, if you're buying for the bone induction, don't buy just yet. Just headphones that are much better at there at this point right nowadays. Honestly, especially in the military world, they're working on on that technology. So, and it'll become more mainstream in the consumer aspect of things more than anything else. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Please subscribe. It would be great if you could subscribe. Actually, if I do get 1,000 subscribers, I will be able to what's it called? Essentially, live stream from my phone, and also live stream maybe with my glasses on. I could probably talk to my glasses. The mic also, by the way, is not that great on these glasses. It says it's great, like it's supposed to be good. It's not that great. I tried talking, it never worked. I would always have to like switch back to my phone and talk to my phone basically. Whereas trying to talk to my glasses never worked at all. To be quite honest. And of course, again, it's Bluetooth. Bluetooth. So like depending on how far you were from your phone, that's also another factor as well too. But with that, I'll leave it at that. And please subscribe and leave some comments again. And with that, unfiltered, unedited, and unrehearsed. Until next time.